I'm Olivia. This is Rewind Justice. Real stories, real drama, real satisfaction. Subscribe and let's get into it. Dad called the family meeting for Sunday at 2 p.m. Important family business, the group text said. Everyone needs to be there. I drove 2 hours from Albuquerque to my parents' house in Santa Fe, wondering what emergency required my presence. Maybe someone was sick. Maybe they were selling the house. Maybe they needed help with something. I should have known better. When I arrived, Jessica was already there, sitting on the leather couch in the living room, the one Mom and Dad had bought last year for $3,500. She wore designer jeans and that smug expression she'd perfected over 25 years of being the favorite. Mom and Dad sat in the matching armchairs. The coffee table held a manila folder and 4 glasses of water, like this was a board meeting. "Thanks for coming, Morgan," Dad said as I sat in the remaining chair. "We wanted to discuss something important with both of you." Jessica's smile widened slightly. She already knew. Whatever this was, she already knew. Dad cleared his throat and opened the manila folder. "Your mother and I have been working on our estate planning. We finalized our will, and we wanted to be transparent about our decisions." My stomach tightened. "We've decided," Mom said, glancing at Jessica with a soft smile, "to leave everything to Jessica. The house, the savings, the investment accounts. Everything." The room went silent except for the tick of the grandfather clock in the corner. I sat there, hands folded in my lap, and waited for more. An explanation. A reason. Something. Dad continued. "We know this might seem uneven, but Jessica has been here for us. She visits every week. She helps with appointments. She's involved. You've been independent. You've built your own life. You don't need us the way she does." Jessica's smirk had evolved into a full smile now. She leaned back against the couch cushions, victorious. "So that's it," Dad said. "We wanted you to hear it from us. It's final. No negotiations." I looked at each of them. Mom's face was set, determined. Dad looked uncomfortable but resolute. Jessica looked delighted. "Okay," I said. Mom blinked. "Okay?" "Yes. Okay. It's your estate. You can do what you want with it." I stood up. "Is that everything?" Dad frowned. "You're not upset?" "Would it matter if I was?" I asked calmly. "You said it's final." "So it's final. I understand." I walked to the door. "Morgan, wait." Mom started. "I have a long drive back." "I'll see you later." I closed the door behind me and walked to my car. Through the window, I could see Jessica laughing, saying something to Mom and Dad. They looked confused. I drove home in silence, hands steady on the wheel, and didn't let myself think until I was back in my apartment. Then I opened my laptop. The financial entanglement had started 5 years ago when Dad called about the mortgage. "Interest rates went up," he explained. "The adjustable rate finally adjusted. Payment jumped $600 a month. Could you help us out temporarily?" "Just until we can refinance." I was 26, working as a project manager at a mid-sized tech company. My salary was $72,000, good money, enough to help. I set up an auto payment. $1,500 monthly to cover the mortgage increase. Just temporary, became permanent. They never refinanced. 2 years later, Mom called about Dad's truck. He needs reliable transportation for work. The monthly payment is only $450. Could you cover it? We're stretched thin. Auto payment added. Then Mom's car insurance after she got into 2 accidents in 6 months. Her premium skyrocketed to $380 monthly. "Just until our rates go down," she promised. Auto payment added. Then Jessica's health insurance when she quit her job to find herself. $520 monthly for a COBRA plan. "Just until she finds new work," Mom begged. That was 2 years ago. Jessica was still finding herself. Auto payment added. Total, $2,850 in monthly automatic payments to support my family while I lived in a small 1-bedroom apartment and drove a 10-year-old Subaru. I'd been doing this for 5 years. I kept records every payment, every date, every amount, saved in a spreadsheet labeled Family Support 2020 to 2025. Total paid $142,500. And now, after 5 years of funding their lifestyle, they just announced that everything goes to Jessica. I stared at my laptop screen, at the list of auto payments scheduled to process on the 1st of next month, and clicked into each account. Mortgage payment, cancel, confirm. Truck payment, cancel, confirm. Mom's car insurance, cancel, confirm. Jessica's health insurance, cancel, confirm. I took screenshots of every cancellation, saved them in a folder labeled Boundaries 2025, and closed my laptop. Then I poured a glass of wine, ordered Chinese takeout, and watched a movie. I slept better that night than I had in months. The next morning, my phone started vibrating at 6:03 a.m. Dad, declined. 6:05 a.m. Mom, declined. 6:07 a.m. Dad again, declined. By 6:30 a.m., I had 47 missed calls. Then someone started pounding on my apartment door. I checked the peephole. Dad, looking frantic, still in the clothes he'd probably slept in. I opened the door but didn't invite him in. "What did you do?" He was breathing hard, face red. "The mortgage payment, it bounced. The bank called me at 5 a.m. The truck payment failed. Everything failed. What did you do?" "I canceled the auto payments," I said calmly. "You can't just, why would you, Morgan? You're going to cause us to lose everything." "No, Dad. I'm going to stop preventing you from losing everything. There's a difference. This is insane. We need those payments. Then you should probably budget for them. You've had 5 years to plan for it." His eyes widened. "You're doing this because of yesterday. Because of the will? You're punishing us?" "I'm not punishing anyone. You made your decision about who's important to this family. I'm making mine about where my money goes. You said Jessica gets everything. So Jessica can pay for everything. That's not how this works. We're family." "Exactly, we're family." And family decided I'm worth nothing in the estate but expected to contribute $2,850 every month. I kept my voice level. "That stops now. Morgan, please. I need to get ready for work. You should go. We could lose the house. Then maybe you should talk to Jessica. She's the one who gets everything when you're gone. Maybe she should start investing in that inheritance now." I closed the door. He pounded on it 3 more times. "Morgan! Morgan!" I turned up the volume on my coffee maker and started getting ready for work. He was gone by the time I left for the office. My phone showed 63 missed calls and 29 voicemails. I deleted them all without listening. Let me back up to show you how we got here. When Jessica turned 16, she got a brand new Honda Accord $24,000, pearl white, with a giant bow on the hood. My parents threw a surprise party with 30 of her friends. When I turned 16, I got a $75 gift card to Target and a card that said, "You're so responsible. We know you'll save up for something great." I bought a 1999 Toyota Camry for $2,800 with money from my grocery store job. It lasted 3 years before dying completely. When Jessica went to college, Mom and Dad paid her full tuition at a private university, $42,000 per year for 4 years. She lived in a nice apartment off campus that they also funded. Total, approximately $168,000 for her undergraduate degree. When I went to college, I got scholarships and worked 2 jobs. Mom and Dad contributed $0. "You're so smart and capable," Dad said. "You don't need our help the way Jessica does. I graduated with $38,000 in student loans. Just paid them off last year." When Jessica wanted to find herself after college, when I wanted to do a professional certification that would boost my career, I asked if they could help with the $3,000 cost. Dad said, "That's an investment in yourself. You should pay for it." I did. On a credit card. Took me 8 months to pay off. When Jessica got arrested for her second DUI at age 27, Mom and Dad paid $9,500 in legal fees and got her into a lawyer-negotiated program that kept it off her record. When I had an emergency root canal at age 28 and asked if they could help with the $1,800 bill, Mom said, "Isn't that what health savings accounts are for?" I didn't have an HSA. I put it on a payment plan. The pattern was consistent. Jessica got funded, I got platitudes about independence. But somehow I was still expected to fund them. The timeline of consequences moved fast. Monday morning. The mortgage payment bounced. Late fee, $150. Bank sent a formal notice. Monday afternoon. Dad's truck payment failed. The auto loan company called him directly, threatening repossession if payment wasn't received within 10 days. Tuesday. Mom's car insurance payment was rejected. Her coverage would lapse in 14 days. Wednesday. Jessica's health insurance payment bounced. Her COBRA coverage was canceled immediately, no grace period for COBRA payments. By Thursday, my phone showed 97 missed calls from various combinations of Mom, Dad, and Jessica. Friday afternoon, all three of them showed up at my office. The receptionist called my desk. "Morgan? There are 3 people here to see you. They say they're your family. They seem upset. Tell them I'm in a meeting. They said they'll wait. That's their choice." "I'm not available," I heard raised voices in the lobby. 2 minutes later, my manager Patricia appeared at my cubicle. "Morgan, there are people in the lobby claiming to be your family. They're causing a scene. Security is getting involved." "I'm not meeting with them," I said quietly. "They can leave on their own or security can escort them out. I don't have a preference." Patricia studied my face. She was 53, had been in tech for 25 years, and had been my manager for 3. "Okay," she said. "I'll handle it." 10 minutes later, she returned. They left. Security had to threaten to call the police. She sat on the edge of my desk. "Want to talk about it?" "Family decided to cut me out of their estate, but expect me to keep funding their lifestyle. I declined to continue funding. They're unhappy with my decision." Patricia nodded slowly. "How much were you paying?" $2,850 per month for 5 years. Her eyes widened. "Jesus, Morgan. That's $142,500. I kept records. And they cut you out of the will?" "Everything goes to my sister, who I've been supporting for 2 years while she finds herself." Patricia stood up. "Good for you. Don't you dare back down." Week 2, the consequences accelerated. The mortgage went into default status. Bank sent a notice. Cure the default within 30 days or foreclosure proceedings will begin. Dad's truck was repossessed on a Tuesday morning at 6 a.m. The repo company came with a tow truck. The neighbors saw everything. Mom's car insurance lapsed. She drove to the grocery store and got pulled over for a broken taillight. Jessica's health insurance was gone. She had a standing prescription for anxiety medication that cost $240 per month without insurance. Mom and Dad couldn't afford to cover it. My phone showed 134 missed calls. I blocked all their numbers and changed my locks. Week 3, they tried using other people. My Aunt Carol called. "Morgan, honey, your parents are in trouble. Can't you help them?" "They have another daughter," I said. "She's inheriting everything. She should help. But Jessica doesn't have money." "Neither do I, Aunt Carol. Not anymore." I spent $142,500 keeping them afloat for 5 years while they invested everything in Jessica. "I'm done. Family helps family. Tell that to the will that cuts me out completely." I hung up. My grandmother called. "Morgan Elizabeth, this is cruel. Your parents need you. They needed me to pay their bills. They didn't need me to be their daughter." "There's a difference, Grandma. You're being selfish." I was selfish enough to give them nearly $3,000 a month for 5 years. I'm trying to be more balanced now. I ended the call. A family friend called. A former coworker of Dad's called. Jessica's ex-boyfriend called. I blocked every number. Week 4, I got a letter from a lawyer. My parents were threatening to sue me for financial abandonment and breach of verbal contract. I called a lawyer myself, Sandra Martinez, who specialized in family law. "Can they sue me for stopping voluntary payments?" I asked. Sandra reviewed the letter. "They can try. They'll lose. You're an adult with no legal obligation to support your parents financially. The verbal contract claim is nonsense. You'd need consideration, which means they have to prove they gave you something of value in exchange for your payments. They gave me nothing. Then you're fine." I'll send them a letter explaining that if they pursue this, I'll countersue for harassment and frivolous litigation. She paused. Morgan, do you have documentation of all the payments you made? 5 years of bank records, spreadsheets, screenshots, everything. Good. Keep those. If they do sue, we'll submit them as evidence of your extraordinary generosity, which makes their ingratitude even more striking. Sandra sent the letter. My parents' lawyer never responded. Week 6, Jessica showed up at my apartment. She must have waited in the lobby until someone else opened the building door, because she appeared outside my apartment at 8 p.m. on a Saturday. I opened the door but kept the chain on. We need to talk, she said. No, we don't. Morgan, Mom and Dad are going to lose the house. Dad's working as a cashier at Home Depot. Mom's applying for jobs. Their credit is destroyed. They're 63 years old. You're ruining their retirement. I'm not ruining anything. I'm just not funding it anymore. Because of the will? Are you really that petty? I looked at her designer jacket, fresh manicure, new iPhone in her hand. All funded by our parents, who were now on the verge of losing everything. Jessica, I paid for your health insurance for 2 years. I've indirectly funded your lifestyle by covering Mom and Dad's expenses while they supported you. I gave $142,500 over 5 years to this family. And in return, I got cut out of the will completely. You got everything. I started to close the door. So yes, you're right. You got everything. Which means you get the responsibility too. Welcome to adulthood. I don't have money. Get a job. I had 3 in college. You can handle one. Morgan, please. I closed the door and locked it. She knocked for 3 more minutes before giving up. Week 8, Mom called from a number I didn't recognize. I answered before I realized. Morgan, please listen. I said nothing. We're losing the house. We have 45 days before the bank forecloses. We've applied for a loan modification, but they need to see stable income. Dad's making $15 an hour at Home Depot. I got a job at a call center for $14 an hour. It's not enough. Her voice broke. We were wrong about the will. We'll change it. We'll split everything 50-50. Just please help us. No, Morgan. You didn't split anything 50-50 for 25 years. Mom, Jessica got the car, the college tuition, the Europe trip, the legal fees, the endless second chances. I got $75 gift cards and lectures about independence. You want to change the will now? Because you need money? Not because you realized you treated me like an ATM instead of a daughter. We do realize. You realize you need me. That's different from valuing me. I took a breath. I'm done. Figure it out. We're your parents. You people who raised me and then spent 25 years making it clear I'm worth less than Jessica. I'm just agreeing with your assessment now. Goodbye, Mom. I hung up and blocked the number. 3 months after the family meeting, I got an email from Jessica. Subject: You won, Morgan. Mom and Dad lost the house. They're renting a 2-bedroom apartment for $1,200 a month. Dad works full-time at Home Depot and does DoorDash on weekends. Mom works at the call center and cleans houses on Saturdays. They're exhausted all the time. I had to get a job. I'm working as a receptionist for $16 an hour. I can barely afford my rent. You destroyed this family over money and pride. I hope you're happy. Jessica, I stared at the email for a long time. Then I replied, Jessica, I didn't destroy anything. I stopped preventing the natural consequences of their choices. For 5 years, I quietly funded a lifestyle they couldn't afford while they invested everything in you. They made a choice about who matters in this family. I made a choice about where my money goes. You're working a job now. Good. So am I. So are they? Welcome to what I've been doing since I was 16. I hope you all figure it out. Morgan, I never heard from her again. 6 months after the family meeting, I was promoted to senior project manager. Salary increase, $28,000 per year. My boss called me into her office to deliver the news. You've been exceptional this year, Patricia said. Your work on the client migration project saved us $800,000. The executive team was impressed. That night, I went out to dinner with friends, real friends. chosen family who celebrated my promotion with champagne and cheers. The bill was $75 for my share. I paid it without checking my bank balance first, without wondering whose emergency I'd have to cover next week, without calculating how long until my next paycheck. It was freedom. 1 year after the family meeting, I'm sitting on my small balcony watching the Albuquerque sunset. My coffee's cold, but I don't move to refill it. My apartment is quiet. My phone is silent. No emergency calls, no guilt trips, no demands for money I don't have because I've been giving it away. My savings account is healthy for the first time in 5 years. I'm planning a vacation to Colorado next month, my first real vacation in years. I haven't spoken to my parents in 8 months. I haven't seen Jessica since she showed up at my door. I don't know if they kept the apartment, or if they re-managing, or if they ever rebuilt their credit. And I've realized something. I don't need to know. Some people say family is everything, that blood matters more than boundaries, that you owe the people who raised you. But I learned something different. You don't owe anyone your financial security, not even family. Not even the people who gave you life. Especially not the people who only valued you for what you could provide while giving everything else to someone else. I gave them 5 years and $142,500. I gave them my 20s, my financial stability, my peace of mind. And in return, they gave me a family meeting where they announced I was worth nothing to them. So I agreed. I'm worth nothing to them. And they're worth nothing to my bank account anymore? The math finally balances. And I'm okay with that. More than okay. I'm free. If you've ever been valued for your wallet instead of yourself, you're not alone. Share your story below. And subscribe for more stories about choosing yourself over obligation.